and also we've been working together with 4 other Chinese churches around in Greater Toronto areas. My church is Chinese Catholic Mother Church, and it is in Chinese. 係華人天主教殉道聖人堂。
And your Chinese name?
My name is Joe Lee. I'm the Director of Catholic Community Service of York Region. 係 York 區天主教社區服務嘅董事。
Assalamu alaikum. Peace be on you. Good afternoon or good morning, whatever it is. I'm Syed Naqvi from United Front Canada. United Front Canada is striving to defend sanctity of traditional marriage with support of more than 75 organizations. United Front is a multi-faith organization which represents over 1 million Canadians from all faith, ethnicity and walk of life.
Thank you.
Chinese name is called Ao Bing Chang. I'm a representative the church in Catholic Church in Richmond Hill. It's called St. Anne's Guiying Chou Church. In Chinese, it's a St. Chou Guiying Tong. So we joined the TCCT together to work for this project 4 years ago, and then we work together with the first 4 churches together.
My name is Farooq Khan, and I'm a member of the Muslim community. I've been invited over here at the invitation of Mr. Syed Naqvi on the UFC.
My name is Alan Ho Wuging. I'm the Vice President of Chinese Canadian Political Action Committee of Ontario. 安省華人參政會，我係佢嘅副主席何煥。Thank you.
And I'm Peter Chen, 陳嘉年華會嘅嘉年。I'm with the Canada Chinese Catholic Action Network, and you can see the Chinese name there, so I won't be reading it. It's the 全家天主教華人行動網絡。Actually, here you can see that the network includes the Toronto Chinese Catholic Task Force, 多倫多天主教華人行動委員會。So the TCCT is part of the network, and the network actually composed of various parishioners and representatives of the churches around the country, and in major cities, like Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary. You have the list of the names of the churches, and also the list of the names of the United Front Canada's organizations.
We have a list
in your press kit,
yes.
And also you have Syed's name in the press kit as well. So probably you can refer to all these churches as well.
Organizations and mosques and
Okay, yeah, and since because of time, I'm not going to repeat what it is already there. So I'll try to just explain a little bit on what we have been doing. Actually, because of the same-sex marriage issue, the church, our church, Catholic Church, within our Chinese community in Canada, have been trying to find out how we can maintain the definition of same-sex marriage, because and also maintain the definition of traditional marriage, because we see that actually we are not in a sense that opposing same-sex marriage per se. We do not endorse it, but the main purpose is to make sure that definition of marriage is the traditional marriage definition: 1 man, 1 woman. So that is one of the things we have been doing, and what we have done is that we have actually got into signing petitions, lobbying MPs, public education for our church and for our community, as well as trying to contact various government agencies as well. So this is what we have been doing. And
again, I welcome everybody, and thank you very much that you have gave your time to listen our arguments. We are not against anybody, but we are just pleading our simple case that this debate should reopen. The United Front Canada, as I described before, that it's supported by more than 75 organizations. It's a multi-faith organization which represents over 1 million Canadians from all faith, ethnicity, and walk of life, and fills a void in the Muslim community by networking and supporting organizations that promote the common goals of peace, justice, morality, and equality based on divine principles. UFC team of dedicated volunteers is engaged in long-term strategy and planning to combat anti-divine principle, bigotry, and racism in Canada and abroad. Our aim is to empower Canadian families of diverse backgrounds and interests and to speak on their behalf on key concerns and issues. United Front Canada's wide-ranging charitable, community, and human rights initiative demonstrate our solid commitment to all Canadians. In its first 3 months of operation, it started in 2004, United Front quickly mobilized the platform through which many leading organizations and faith groups focused and spearheaded initiatives to campaign against same-sex marriage, Bill C-38. Since then, we have planned and successfully executed many town hall meetings, rallies, seminars, symposiums, and press conferences against this and other issues of concern to Canadians, such as the legalization of sex clubs, hate crime bill C-250, abolition of faith-based arbitration bill, and Danish cartoon controversy. As Prime Minister Harper had promised in his campaign, it was Bill C-38 and same-sex marriage bill was a issue in last election, and he promised that he will reopen this debate, and we are asking him to reopen because it's now quite a long time we are waiting, and people want to see some like change. Whatever promise he has made, he should come with that, and then we should have a debate in Parliament. Prime Minister Harper had stated that a free vote will be held very soon, whether to open the debate on this definition of marriage. If the vote passes, then a primary parliamentary committee would likely be established to study the issue before a new law is presented. We want the Parliament to maintain the one man, one woman definition of marriage, and we ask the Parliament to reopen debate on this matter. Passing this bill will allow Parliament to carefully and thoroughly consider the implication of so radically defined marriage as we have done. This effort to thoroughly evaluate this action is essential because the previous Liberal government did everything it could to prevent such a careful and thorough analysis of debate, but only the individual rights of adult gives. Research shows that it is generally best for children to be raised by the biological parents. Marriage was designed by Almighty Creator and should not be redefined by some people using their own values and desires. Canada is a free country, and gays are free to have any relationship they want, but they don't have the right to change a sacred institution.
我哋嘅睇法就係政府應該係去重開有關呢個同性戀，尤其是喺呢個嘅婚姻嘅定義嗰部分嘅辯論。原因有幾個，第一個呢，就係原本嗰個嘅定義呢，婚姻嘅定義係一男一女咁樣嘅情況之下呢，呢個係應該係繼續係咁樣嘅。而有關同性戀嗰部分呢，我哋唔係話要反對， 我哋都好同情，同埋咧我哋係會尊重佢哋。但係喺同性戀自己本身嗰個嘅定義咧，係可以用另外一個嘅定義去作一個嘅出發點。咁所以我哋希望國會同埋呢個嘅唔同嘅黨派嘅領袖，呢個總理能夠可以考慮到喺佢哋決定應唔應該重開嘅時候，係應該投呢個贊成票去重開，而係重開討論嘅時候，喺決定應該點樣去定出有關婚姻嘅定義呢，就應該每個嘅國會議員呢都係有自由投票嘅權利同埋機會。正如好似最近呢個自由黨新選呢個佢哋嘅黨魁嘅時候呢，新選黨魁 Stephen Dion 呢都提過，今次嘅選舉點解咁成功呢？同埋最成功係乜呢？就係每一位嘅代表呢都能夠自由投票。咁既然喺呢部分嘅時候能夠做得到，而亦都係呢個嘅自由黨本身嘅一個嘅好嘅，亦都係一種好榮譽嘅事情呢。我希望呢個新嘅黨魁呢，亦都會容許佢哋嗰啲嘅國會議員呢，喺國會度係作出自由投票，去決定今次嘅討論同埋呢個嘅辯論。以及另外一方面呢，我哋亦都可以理解到啦。其實呢個總理 Stephen Harper 呢，亦都係提過呢個應該重開，亦都係喺重開嗰度，我哋希望佢亦都係守佢嘅諾言，能夠俾每一位佢哋嗰個嘅成員國會議員呢，係投一個自由嘅投票嘅機會。
I'm the Vice President of Chinese Canadian Political Action Committee of Ontario. The objective of our committee is to promote the awareness of the Canadian politics among our Chinese community and also to encourage more Chinese Canadians to get involved in Canadian politics. We believe that one person, one vote is the universal acceptable way to voice our desire and concern to our government in this kind of democratic society, in politics as well as in our daily life. So we urge our members to vote on any issue based on his or her own will, not influenced by other people. Before I proceed any further, I would like to look at the traditional definition of marriage. As all other speakers have said, the traditional marriage is defined as a union between one man and one woman. And we all know that marriage is the foundation of family and human society. And we all know that the bill C-38 has been passed by our previous government in a hurried way. So when we look at the passing of this bill, we can see that we are opening a door to a lot of crises in the future. That is, we will attract more other addition to the definition of marriage, like different type of marriage, and this will create a crisis for our next generation and so on and on. In politics, we have one person and one vote traditional way. By the same token, in other aspects, we urge all the Canadians to voice their own idea by the same way of one person, one vote from their own will, not the will of other people and other organizations. In order to exercise the freedom of speech and freedom of religious belief and practice, as a result, we support to reopen debate on definition of marriage. 好多人唔贊成呢個標嘅呢，都存在，但係呢，佢哋嘅聲音係未聽到嘅。咁因此我哋嗰個會嘅立場呢，就係話，我哋唔係喺歧視任何 人嗰個性取向嗰個立場底下咧，我哋係贊成咧重開呢個咁嘅呢個咁嘅 debate， 去睇睇我哋應唔應該去就咁樣草決定支持呢個同性婚姻嘅法案嘅。因為呢個同性婚姻其實咧係有一個好弊嘅一個情咧，就係話咧佢會打開咗個缺口，會令到咧我哋將來嘅我哋加拿大嘅市民咧，或者我哋個政府咧，會引入其他類型嘅對婚姻嘅定義。嗱，呢個婚姻嘅定義可能咧就係、譬如而家我哋有個同性嘅婚姻啦，將來可能會有一個男好多個女。我剛才喺英文我冇講到，因為咧就有啲宗教團體其實佢哋其實而家已經奉行緊呢樣嘢嘅，或者有一個女好多個男，或者一堆男一堆女，甚至咧有一個人同其他嘅動物，甚至咧一個人同其他嘅譬如robot 啊嗰啲咩。因此咧，其實呢樣嘢係一個好大嘅危機嚟嘅。咁樣我哋變咗咧，我哋喺婚姻嗰個定義嗰度咧，我哋要好小心咁樣去作出我哋嘅定位。
I am not against same-sex marriage, but I am concerned about the interpretation of the law that it falls upon us to teach our Catholic children to accept the new definition of marriage, which is the same sex, which is far away from the traditional marriage of one man and one woman. This is our primary concern. As a faith group, I believe the Supreme Court recognized that we should be allowed to practice our own faith, and no one should be able to change upon the definition and force upon us to accept and to force upon us also to teach our children. I mean, when I say children, I mean our Catholic students, our Catholic children, to accept the new definition of marriage, which is totally out of our boundary. That's our primary concern of our institution.
We believe that it requires a very careful consideration before these kind of laws are enacted. Yes, we live in a democratic society where individuals have the right to choose whatever the lifestyle they wish to. And if that is so, then also those individuals who are not in favor of same-sex marriages should also be allowed to hold their beliefs and their value system. I think it would be more appropriate that there should in fact be a referendum conducted on this particular issue. Let the Canadian, the 35 million, decide as a whole in what kind of society they want to live, what sort of value system they adhere to. If a great majority of them do accept this kind of lifestyle, then that's the price that we have to pay in a democratic society. But under no circumstances the will of the majority can be imposed onto the will of the minority, or the will of the minority should be imposed onto the will of the majority. If the gay population so choose to live in a same-sex marriages, then it's their choice. But and it's a genuine concern not only to the Muslim population but also to the Christian communities, to the Jewish communities, to the Hindu communities, to the Buddhist communities, all the religious communities. It is a concern that they do not want to become victim of reverse discrimination. I know that the flow of and the tide of time is that anything that is said against or not in favor of the same-sex marriages is a political hot potato basically. Yes, it is, but we as civilized societies, as a civilized country, must also be very prudent in making laws, in seeing into the future as to what kind of discord and disharmony these sort of social issues can create. So therefore we call upon our political representative, our academia, our social scientists to engage and create an environment in which a more sober debate and dialogue can take place, and all the ramifications are considered prudently in an unambiguous fashion, and the rights of individuals are protected.
We are very concerned about the legalization of same-sex marriage, and we are even more concerned about the previous bill that passing to legalize same-sex marriage without going through fully the democratic way of that is not enough debate and not enough public participation in the debate of this bill. So in response to the possibility that the Parliament will be voting on a resolution to reopen the debate on the definition of marriage, and among all the Chinese Catholic Church in the Greater Toronto area here, we have 4 churches. We participate with the other, actually all the Catholic churches across the country. We signed the petition card, and in the petition card here, we urge our MPs to vote in favor of the resolution to reopen the debate of same-sex marriage.
So this is all the churches, not just the Chinese government.
All the churches, and particularly all the Chinese Catholic churches, we participate in that campaign.
As we all know, today we are getting here for a reason. We are here to determine what action we are going to take in the future to stand by our beliefs. In the past 1 year, our 4th Chinese Canadian parish actually has organized and managed a series of activities to educate our 2nd and 3rd generations. We are very lucky in our generation to be educated well enough about the importance of the traditional marriage towards our family and societies. As in the 2nd generation, human rights and equality has been confused with just and morality, and they have not yet known which is more important. Moreover, the 3rd generations will be forcefully educated in school with an unethical idea. Therefore, we should pay special attention to educate the younger generation. We have been organized events surrounding the family theme in the past year. The youth have been creating a short skit to promote a perfect family. We need to work harder to achieve our goals. No matter what the result is, we should always stand by traditional marriage, which denotes the utility between one man and one woman. And I wish our government can listen to our voice, and we will keep on lobbying and expand our network to support us. 其實4個天主教華人堂區喺過往1年裏邊，已經喺堂區裏邊嘅推行咗種種活動去教育我哋嘅第2代同埋第3代。我哋呢一代好幸運咁認識到一男一女結婚嘅重要，同埋佢對家庭同埋社會嘅貢獻。但係喺第2代喺同佢哋講話之中，佢哋被所謂人權、平等同正義同埋道德所迷惘咗。
I realize that we have to educate the masses, not only our community, because this law is going to affect our nation, not just only one religious group. That's why I started building interfaith group in different areas, different cities, so that we should have a plan. We should work on a single action plan that we need to educate people. Because of the lack of education, the immorality has grown up so much that they ask the parliament to favor their bill. And now it is our duty to educate the majority of the people who is sleeping majority, and they believe divine principle and they obey divine rules. But as they are not active in the society, and that's why they don't have any voice. And we started building groups, putting them together, and then when we went to Parliament building on 9th April, all those groups brought 17,000 people in cold weather. And since then, I decided that we should have a symposium and seminar on morality, because the morality is the base of a good society. If we have a good moral, we are strong. If we just lose our values, divine values, we don't care, then we disintegrate. And then we are not a nation, then we suffer. We go through different crises and different calamities. This is nature's law. And as we are doing symposium and seminars on morality with many different groups, different faith, different culture, if this bill is approved, that is going to open, then we will launch a mass campaign. Before, we had online petition, and on our website, www.United Front Canada, we had about 15,000 people came and opposed Bill C-30 at that time.
逼我们那个在像我们的天主教的孩子接受同性恋，而且接受那个法律的改变是那个结婚不是一男一女那个传统的系统，所以这个是我们非常担心的。OK， 因为好像我孩子现在学校回来，现在已经开始讲这些东西说，现在法律通过了，学校可能要逼我们要认识、接受那个同性恋，说这个是我们非常担心，因为我们相信那个我们有宗教的宗旨 ，OK， 在那个最高法院已经讲得很清楚 ，OK， 虽然讲得很清楚，但是我们还是要担心，啊，他们同性恋的怎么样的生活是不关我们的事，我们可以接受，但是我们担心的就是少数的人。 会影响到将来我们的生活，好像像我一样，我不要别人家好像是提供那个知识，叫我怎么样接受那个同性恋的法案。我相信，没有人能够再用法律来抵押我，因为我有我的自由，就像同性恋的人也有他们的自由。他们要怎么样的生活是他们的事，我可以接受。 但是我不能够接受的就是，他要镇压我，一定要教我的小孩子接受同性恋，这个是我不能够接受的。
We should be asking the government and all the MPs and all the Liberal and other parties leaders to consider reopening the debate. Also, have free vote by the MPs on the definition of marriage as well. So, Prime Minister and to the political party leaders, as well CCing the copies to the MPs to make sure they are aware of what the community is thinking about and what the community wants and demands. The reason for petition to the government and also to the political leaders to reopen the debate on same-sex marriage and maintain one man, one woman definition marriage is that because the Parliament must reopen, because that was the hope of those who voted out the last government.